you have two rods and they both bird nest on you, you know it's time to just go home. I didn't start filming earlier, but this is what happened to both of my reels. I'm all set, got top water. Look at there, sitting out there in the water all by itself. So I may sit out here and try to untangle these, but probably not. It's a little chilly and now I'm mad. I'll be okay, but you know, this is kind of how my life has been over the last few years, all tangled up like this. And trust me, it's a pain to get it untangled. So I do a lot of praying and a lot of reading of the Bible to calm myself and let the Holy Spirit, you know, calm me down when I get all crazy, because stuff like this happens to me during life, and that generally helps. So what I'm going to do is pack up all my little stuff, get in the car, and head back home, take the reels off, take them in, get all this stuff untangled, and hopefully I won't lose too much line, and maybe start over again tomorrow. It may be a little warmer out, but at least it's not raining and snowing like they said in the news. Otherwise, I probably would have been out here much earlier today. But, so, this is Fishing Disciple. I guess I'll go home and just watch fishing videos or anime. I'm not sure which. Or maybe I'll just take a nap and calm myself. But you know, if you don't laugh, you'll be all stressed out and crazy, and yeah, I'm not about to do that. I can go home and read my daily word and watch TV, but I'll keep trying. Still amateur, still learning. As with anything, you know, life gets tangled up. What you do, pray on it, you read the word, and then you move on. And so that is exactly what I'm going to do. And hopefully I can get these untangled without, like I said, losing a whole bunch of line. And then we'll try again. At some point I am going to catch that elusive bass and anything else I try to catch. Amateur fisherman here. When I was fishing worms and minnows, wasn't that complicated. Now you got all this extra stuff you're using, and I don't know, fish don't like worms. I'm still learning how to use all this stuff. So hopefully by next year I'll be a lot better at this than I am now. But since it's getting cold, I think I'm going to have to find some indoor activities. And I'll be back with you with what that will be and what it entails. And hopefully you can follow me through that. All right. Peace. Fishing Disciple out. I know I'm chilly, so lips not working all that great. All right. Bye-bye now. Hey. Fishing Disciple. I forgot I needed to stop at the store. I need onions and a couple of seasonings. Since it's fall and it's cold, I'm going to make my black bean chickpea soup. And got everything except for onions and a couple of seasonings that I add to it. But I'm going to add a little chicken to it to make it a little more hearty. And this is part of that indoor activity I told you guys that I will be doing. It's getting back on my healthy kick. I allowed myself to fall off life and things, and just being mad and disobedient to the word of the Lord. So it's time for me to get back into that. And I say this because when you're disobedient, he lets nothing else happen until you start following what he lays out for you. That's how I started fishing again. And the way my place is set up, it is wake up, exercise, eat healthy. So it's bedroom, living room, kitchen. And I have no living room furniture, and it was by design. There's exercise equipment in there, and I was supposed to be doing that, but being mad about the situation and circumstances, kind of like the bird nest in my reels. That's how things were going for me, and I was praying and all that, and it just wasn't happening. And I realized it was because I was disobedient. Now, once I started reading the word and praying and listening to what he was telling me, things started to change. So this is the part that I have to get back into. And now that it's cold and I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of fishing, well, this is my indoor activity, and I got to make that decision early morning before work or late after work. And it more than likely is going to be mornings, because when I come home from work, I'm not interested in exercising. So now it's about cooking and eating healthy and exercising. I got a lot of equipment, most of which is in storage because I had to downsize from where I was to where I am now. A lot went on in between there, and so I have to make use to what I have. And so you guys can go with me and see how and help me along to get this going. So by next summer, I'm off medication. My weight is down. I don't have as many aches and pains in my joints that I have now. I attribute it to age. You see all this white up here, but it's not really that. It's lack of physical activity, and truth hurts. The only sort of good thing about where I am is I have no choice but to walk up the stairs because they refuse to get the elevator fixed. So and it hurt, knees be popping and cracking, and I'm mad about that, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So it's about getting back into exercising like I used to, and so I pray on it and I keep going. Y'all root for me so I can get this together. All right, so I'm going to get my onions. I'll be back with y'all a little later. Okay, so y'all see where I'm at, where I ain't supposed to be. Fishy stuff. I needed some new jig heads, that's all. So I got those, but I'm still looking. I know I will get better at fishing, but in the meantime I still need stuff, and I'm gonna buy stuff, but not a whole lot. I forgot where oh yeah, I know where I came out here. They had the fish scaler thing, and it's only $2.99, so I'm gonna get it. I do catch some fish sometimes, but it's nothing like the folks in the videos that I watch. So, and I try not to compare myself to them because that really pisses me off. So anyway, one other thing I needed to get was one of these, but I'll wait. I don't need that right now. But I have fish that I need to scale, so that I do need. All right, Now on to the stuff that I actually came in here for. Okay, so I'm prepping my soup. I just cut the vegetables, well, the peppers and the onions, and put them in this bowl. So I'm gonna go and saute these. Oh, and the soup that I'm making is a black bean chickpea soup, which I like pretty much. It's a hearty soup. I was gonna put some meat in it, but I changed my mind. I got some spicy Italian sausage that I was gonna put in it, and I'm still considering it. I haven't totally ruled it out. It'll just make it a little bit more thicker. I was gonna put chicken in there, but the sausage is easier to crumble up and cook with the bell peppers and onions. So, and I like these as opposed to the green ones because they're a little sweeter. And so I am going to get these going, and then get all the rest of my ingredients together so I can get them in a pot. So my olive oil, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so these are the rest of the ingredients that I add to it. I haven't pulled the seasonings out, but I usually use fresh tomatoes, but really wasn't in the mood for all that. So I had to cut all this up, so that's why I didn't want to use all the other stuff. So let me get all these open. The beans are the last thing that I put in. So I have to rinse them and everything. So let me get this going, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so as far as seasonings are concerned, I use cumin, ground cumin seeds, black pepper, crushed red pepper, one a little spicy, little Lawry seasoning salt, very little since it has, I usually use fresh garlic but forgot to buy it, so now it's powder. And ground turmeric or turmeric, or however you choose to pronounce it, I use that. So I'm just gonna let that simmer for a little while. And you can see. And I added the chicken broth and the excuse me, and the vegetable broth. So I'm gonna let that simmer for a little while. It'll get a little longer. Then I'll come back and add the tomato sauce. Okay, so I added the tomato paste to it to thicken it up. And this is where I adjust my seasonings before I put the beans in. And so I'm gonna let that do its thing. And I'm rinsing off the black beans now that I'll be adding, and then the chickpeas, and then I'll cover it up and turn it down and let it cook for about a half hour or so. And probably make me some hot water cornbread patties to eat with it. Alright, be back with you. So now I've added the beans, as you can see. And I'm going to turn it down. And like I said, let it simmer for a little while. For at least a half hour. So about 7:30 I should be starting up my little batter for my hot water cornbread. So I'm gonna cover this up and see you in a few. Now here's the final product. I know you can't see it very well because it's a little dark, but that is the final product. And I'm about to sit down and feed my face. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. And always remember, Be blessed and be a blessing. Fish and Disciple out. Peace.